So this is the thing here in Thessaloniki. Like, they have this pirate ship, and there's like the music of like the 70s or 80s or something. This terrible music, and you can like get on it, and it doesn't cost anything at all. But the thing is you have to buy something, like some drink on board. That's a minimum of like €3, and then it like takes you like out into the middle of the bay, and then it just like comes back and gets new people. But the music is pretty bad. So, but if that's your thing and you like Thessaloniki and want to go out in the bay on a pirate ship and listen to music of the 70s and 80s, then you can do that. And here's the alternative. There's another one over there. This pirate ship's a little more stylish.
So this is the bay here in Thessaloniki. I mean, the seaside promenade, the sea walk, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's pretty long. It's nice. I mean, there's not much, but I mean, it's just like nice to walk back and forth and like in that direction. It's like the hipsters side. It's full of restaurants and bars, like closer to the city center. You can see the white tower. That's not white anymore. And then, but then like all this walk pretty much goes up, still down there. So it's pretty long. I don't know how long it is. I couldn't find any info right now by walking, but obviously it's like full of people. Today is like April 15th, so it's like one day before the Greek Easter. So obviously there's like a lot of people around, but I would think during the summer would be like pretty crowded, even because it's pretty much, I mean, Thessaloniki is pretty much of a hub. A lot of people stop here for to go to Turkey or somewhere else in Eastern Europe. Second largest city in Greece, so obviously also like industry, culture, and there's jobs. But as far as tourism goes, I think the most important thing is just like the port and then the bus hub. So like I said, it's like a sort of junction to go to mainly Turkey or other Greek islands or other parts of Greece. The city itself seems like pretty run down outside of the downtown area. I mean, honestly, some parts even coming from the bus station, it feels more like India than Greece, but that could be said about pretty much a lot of places in the Mediterranean, even in Italy. There are places like that, especially in the south, obviously. But I mean, the city center, the downtown area is nice. Obviously, a lot of upscale places, and seems like people like to dress well, to like see and be seen kind of thing.
So these are some of the treats that they sell before Easter in Greece. You can see here they made them all of the shoes. They have purses, Easter eggs.
And so folks, this is how pretty much, I guess, every Greek city looks like on Easter day. I mean, Easter is a pretty big holiday here in Greece, like in all the Christian world, but compared to yesterday, today seems like really like nuclear fallout. I mean, it's like 1:30 p.m. I mean, there's some people around, but I mean, yesterday was like, I don't know, at least 10 times more. This one looks like an interesting building, but we don't know exactly what that is. It looks like a church or something, but it's nice, really like sandwiched between that super ugly apartment building and a couple of shops or a hotel. This is just like stands out like that, which is pretty cool. Stacy mentioned there's like 3 numbers up there, 837. We don't know exactly if it's from 837 or they just missed one, but unless you believe in that, fake history or alternate theories. But even in regular recorded history, this could be standing there since the year 837, which is pretty cool. And then you can see a lot of those like paintings up there in the ceiling. Honestly, I don't know much about it. I believe it could be some sort of Orthodox Christian church. So I don't know exactly what that means. I can only read what's that programma here.
Saluto.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's Titorico, Sosuno, I'm not sure. Just butchering the Greek language. Latreutikο, Iepa, Mone, Agias, Theodoras, forse Theodoras, so something maybe Theodore, maybe like name of a saint or something. There's nice eagles here on this super huge door. So if you're from Greece or Thessaloniki and you're watching this video, you know anything about it, let us know. Stacy, what are your impressions here after 3 days in Thessaloniki in Greece?
I mean, it's okay. It's a nice place just to hang out, maybe to stop over for like 2 or 3 days and see some of the sights and take a walk along the water where all the restaurants are and just like kind of people watch. It's kind of nice to see all the different people that are hanging out in Thessaloniki.
You were here already like many years ago. Did you like notice any difference?
Not really.
Not really?
I think, well, I seen more this time. I think the other times I was just here for like a day, so I didn't see so much. But yeah, I mean, I think really the main thing is like just to take the walk along the water and then just like hang out and people watch. And then if you like to see the churches, some of the older sites like the White Tower, there's also those things to do. So, but yeah, it's a nice place just to hang out for a couple days.
You think you're pretty bold by walking around with the Italia sweater in Greece, or you don't care about it?
Don't really care about it. It's a really safe place also. I mean, I think if you're like a solo traveler also, it's okay to come. It seems pretty safe here. The energy's pretty laid back and pretty chilled out.
Like I was saying yesterday, this is something that can happen in Southern Europe or in Europe in general. Pretty much, when they, do whatever road constructions or electrical work or whatever, sometimes they just, find these kind of things here out of nowhere. And according to the tag, now it's all like fenced in, so it's like fenced around it, so we couldn't really read what's written in there, but it's according to what it says there, it was like a square from the 6th century, some like Byzantine period building, and this is what's left of it. So I mean, it's pretty cool when they find stuff like that, like like in a regular neighborhood, you see there's just like this ugly building next to some nicer building, hotels, apartment buildings, shops, and this is just like a bakery, just the streets there, like garbage bins, dumpsters, whatever. And then here you find, you can find something from like 1500 years ago, so that's cool. So we are now inside this little chapel, one of those that you can find on the streets. You see also like this small kid, I think it is. He also has the mudra, like not this one like this, but up here. It's interesting to know what it represents. And this other one here is like the open hands on the left ones. And here you can see like this peculiar cross that I think is typical of the Orthodox Church, but I'm not 100% sure. And then here, this guy on the right hand, I think probably is like an angel or archangel or a saint. He also has the mudra sign. This one here doesn't. And then there's some like looks like a dove up there with, I don't know, coming from the sky or something. So it's always interesting to understand this symbolism, what it really means. And then there's like some candles burning here. This is probably like another church. This is our like places that we missed yesterday because we took a long walk by the sea. There was one back there, another one here, and then this nice little square. I guess a couple of coffee shops. There's something else in front of me. Obviously, unfortunately, today's like it's Easter here in Greece, like Orthodox Easter, so everything's pretty much closed. At least all of these buildings, monuments, churches, and so forth. There's just a few coffee shops that are open. So probably cannot get in any of these, but at least we can see them from outside. And so these are some of the prices here in Thessaloniki. We don't know if they're like for sale or rent, honestly. I think
This should be rent.
the word up there, ALKEMYSTICA, probably is like rent.
Yes.
Probably 390 a month for 30 square meter. I think those symbols mean square meters. 550, 240, 400. Yeah, because these prices are higher, so this word here is probably Polish, something like that. Probably is like on sale. And if we consider this, Thessaloniki is like the second largest city in Greece. I mean 400, 240 a month for even 20 square meter, compared to what we were paying in Berlin for like probably a 30 square meter apartment. We were paying 750 a month. And I believe if they have like, you know, this ad up here, probably it would be like close to this area. It would make sense, probably not, I don't know. If it's in this area, I mean, it's not that bad because, I mean, this is like really central. I mean, if you go that way, you just like by the sea, probably like 5-minute walk, like, you know, 10-minute maximum if you like walk slowly. But obviously salaries are lower here, so probably it's compared to that, it's still like an expense, obviously, but still, you know, especially considering now all those, you know, digital nomads movement. I mean, even here in Greece, in the end, you're still in Europe, Southern Europe, and this is a quite large city compared to European standards. I mean, there's still like more than 1 million people in the greater area, and still if you can pay, you know, 300, 400 a month in rent, I mean, it's not that bad if you want to spend some time here in Southern Europe or in Greece. But I think that would be the same everywhere in Southern Europe, you know, Italy, Spain, France, Portugal, Greece here. And you know, having lived in Greece, so I don't know how the services are, how's the like standard of living, but still, this is still a big city, so I would imagine there's anything that one person needs, and so it could be like a good deal if you're considering it. I've seen the like yellow flag, you know, with a yellow background. Then you can see the two-headed eagle. I've seen the flag a lot around here in Thessaloniki. I don't remember if I've seen other parts of Greece. I don't know if it's a Greek symbol or specifically of this town, or it was something of the Macedonian Empire maybe. And because also there's like the same eagle in, for example, like on the flag of Albania. and for sure I've seen it on other flags, so it's still cool to observe all this symbolism traveling around. And that's what's still standing. Which is really cool to think about, that this stuff has been standing here for pretty much 1,500 years, 1,500 years, almost 1,700, yeah.
Well, 2000, this is 80.
Yeah,
Atlantic
no. So almost 1,700 years, yes. So it's like AD, Anno Domini, means like after Christ. But still, even if it was standing here for like, you know, one day, the way it's been built, still, I mean, it's still, if you think about if today we had to build something like this with all these, you know, carvings and stuff like that, you know, how many people would it take? And I mean, it's still cool to see. And I always wonder if some people are real or they just get printed with a 3D printer because they all look the same. That's kind of weird, but you know.
They all have hats, they have sunglasses.
They all have the same hats, with the same sunglasses, same shorts. And I believe they're like Americans like you, Stacy. So you're also 3D printed. You're also 3D printed.